The big list of employer branding tools. That's next on the RecTech podcast.
Welcome to RecTech, the podcast where recruiting and technology intersect. Each month, you'll hear from vendors shaping the recruiting world, along with recruiters who'll tell you how they use technology to hire talent. Now, here's your host, the mad scientist of online recruiting, Chris Russell.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to RecTech, the only podcast that helps employers and recruiters connect with more candidates through technology-inspired conversations, a place where we educate you on the new tools and tactics for recruiting success. But first, today, the RecTech podcast is sponsored by our friends at WorkHere, the hyper-local candidate delivery system. So WorkHere connects your business with local people who want to work for you. In recruiting, it's all about location, right? So what WorkHere does is they target candidates with really GPS precision. They reach people who live closer to your business because a reduction in commute time can result in a 50% reduction in turnover rates, right? You want that short commute. So they advertise your jobs on the screen. They most likely use the most their mobile phone by targeting them through different apps and websites that they use every day most often. So go to learn more at workhere.com. Be sure to tell them you heard it on RecTech, and go check out their great local advertising tool to really pinpoint candidates in your location that want to work for you. So workhere.com. All right. So, the world of employer branding is becoming increasingly more important these days. You really have to have an employer branding strategy today to recruit properly in the war for talent. It's a proactive strategy that will increase your top of the funnel. And over the past few years, many tools and services have emerged for this type of talent attraction. So from video tools to review sites, maintaining and improving your company's reputation messaging is easier with the tools I'm about to tell you about. So this is a solo show today. I did a post on employer branding tools at rectechmedia.com on the blog a few weeks ago. It was a pretty popular post, so I want to kind of put an audio version out there for you all. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. But let's walk you through a few dozen tools here. I'm just going to kind of mention names, tell you quickly what they do, and kind of give you an overall arching view here of what's out there in the market, what tools there are for you to use. So we'll start with video, right? Now, there are a number of ways to do video, DIY solutions, apps, things like that, all the way up to, on-site video services. So we'll start out with DIY stuff. So Ripl, RIPL.com. It's a great marketing app in your pocket tool. And it really, I use it to basically, with some clients, to create little job videos with pictures and music. And it's a really great tool to do, creating like a 30-second video that you can share on social media. So that's Ripl, RIPL.com. You've got Monster Studios, VideoMyJob. These are more apps as well. Create your own videos. Comes with, I think the VideoMyJob comes with a light stand and a stand for the actual phone and stuff like that. So you can easily do that on your own. You've got stuff like AltruLabs, which is a new startup that leverages your employees through video. You've got SparcStart, which is a another online video in the cloud solution tool. You've got Ongig.com. Digi-Me, you give them a job description, they create a video out of that job description. Magisto, which is kind of an online video maker. Again, you can upload pictures, and it creates a nice moving video out of that with music that you just pick from the app. And lastly, there's also JobStories, which is a new service from RecTech Media. We're about to launch. You'll be more about that soon, but it's webinars for jobs. So if you're interested in having us do a webinar, interview you, your employees, your recruiting team on a live webinar event that's archived and broadcast to social media like Facebook and YouTube Live, and go to JobStories.com. We'll be announcing more about that in the upcoming weeks. Then you've got on-site video services, and there's really 4 players here that I know of. You've got SkillScout, great team out of Chicago. Elena Valentine and crew do a great job coming to your offices, your locations, and doing in-person interviews with your employees. You've got Stories Inc., very much like that as well, I think StorySync also does content marketing as well, content creation, like blog posts and stuff. You got JobViddy, which is based out of the UK, VIDDY, JobViddy. And you've got the Muse, based out of New York City. Again, another in-person video shoot. They take pictures of your office, they create a nice video, photo gallery of that, and they host that on the Muse, which is it's really a career site for millennials, if you will. It's another way to spread your employer messaging around there, right? I think part of employer branding is getting other people to talk about you. And so sites like the Muse, JobStories, for example, other career sites, career blogs are great places to share your message. And it's important to have other third parties out there kind of talk about you as well. All right, we've got review sites, of course. So you know Glassdoor and Indeed. You may not have heard some of the other players like Kununu, which I think has a deal with Monster. They're kind of like the number 3 employer review site out there. You've got things like FairyGodBoss. These are company reviews specifically for women-targeted audiences. You've got a tool like Ruutly, which aggregates all those reviews, Ruutly.com. So those are some of the review sites out there. There's a few more, but those are really the big ones that you need to kind of pay attention to overall. All right, now we've got things like employee advocacy tools. So here I've got 6 tools, I believe. So firmplay.com. It's really a way for you to leverage your employees to share your job content out there and help drive leads back into your ATS. I think a lot of companies don't do that, but it kind of takes employee referrals to a new level by letting them easily share your job content among their social media channels. You've got LinkedIn Elevate, which is kind of another way to do that, another employee advocacy tool. You've got Sociable. Now it's spelled SOCIABBLE. It's a communications tool, advocacy, social selling. You've got Dynamic Signal, which is employee content and communication to help you organize that and spread it to your employee base. You've got Everyone's Social, everyone'ssocial.com, I believe is the URL. And you've got Bamboo, BAMBU, which is a product from Sprout Social. So these employee advocacy tools will help you spread content, jobs, messaging to your existing employee base, and it helps them to share that content with their circles as well. Let me take a quick break. We'll talk about HireTool, our other sponsor today, the recruiter's best friend. They completely rebuilt the look and architecture of their engaged feature set. They brought back automated follow-up sequences and added more data to give you a better idea of which emails are working and which are not. So really good tracking they have embedded in there. So if you want to source talent 10 times faster, if you want to find, engage, and pipeline the right candidates, just click on the link in the show description here on your podcast app, and you go right to their demo sign-up page, form on HireTool. All right, moving on. We've got social media management tools. So things like Buffer, Hootsuite, Deliverit. It's what I use actually here at RegTech Media. That's dlvr.it. And basically you take any kind of feed of content, whether it's job content from your ATS, whether it's blog content from your blog feed, and then you push that into social media. You connect all your accounts from Facebook to Twitter to LinkedIn to Instagram, and you can kind of push out there all at once. These make your job much easier. It saves time, and it's a great way to easily manage your social media content strategy overall. So most of these tools, cost you anywhere between $10 and $100 a month, so they're pretty cheap. And if you don't have kind of a strategy there in place for social media content, these tools can help you organize that and push it out there overall. Next up, we've got career sites and job descriptions. So there's a number of tools out there that will make your job descriptions and career sites look great. And let's talk about those. There's some good tools here. So you got ViziRecruiter. That's VIZI, recruiter.com. And they create visual job pages. So very image-oriented, big images, kind of big headline lettering. They really take a designer approach to job listings versus your traditional, text-based bullet points that are out there. So take a look at ViziRecruiter. for an option around that. You've got options from the recruiting ad agencies like TMP. They use something called TMP Advanced Job Descriptions. If you Google that, you should be able to find it. Again, very visual looking descriptions out there, and something that will get more attention, I think, overall. I think whenever you're looking at a job description on mobile, by the way, the first thing I think the job seeker should see is kind of some sort of visual, whether it's a video or a visual encapsulating your employer value proposition. That will be a great thing to have overall. Then you've got players like NextWave Hire, which builds talent communities and microsites for companies out there. So check them out at nextwavehire.com. Clinch Talent, our friends over at Clinch, clinchtalent.com. It's a CRM. Part of that is a career site product that help you really convert candidates. So one of their features is like an easy apply where the candidate also all the candidate has to do is put in a name and email to get the application started. So that's a great way to increase your conversion rates with your jobs out there. Then you got a tool like Ruutly, Ruutly, pretty strange name. Again, more visual job description products that sit on top of your ATS. There is CareerSiteCloud, CareerSiteCloud.com, which provides essentially a basic career site and analytics around that. It also gets you on things like Google Jobs, which is a great service to have if you're not on there yet, and it's pretty cost affordable, cost effective. I think it costs around less than $200 a month, I think. There's Job Page Grader, which lets you see how your job description ranks in terms of different, the wording on it, the SEO of it. Just Google Job Page Grader, or click on the link in the blog post here to check it out. You've got Textio, which is an augmented job writing tool. Textio.com. It's a favorite of writers out there, and a lot of companies are using it to write their job descriptions in a very diverse, attractive way that doesn't skew toward male or female, things like that. So Textio does that. And another new kind of competitor to Textio is called TapRecruit. It's team-based job ad writing, so it kind of lets you your team essentially collaborate on a job description overall, I think, is how they described it. So those are some of the different tools to make your career sites better, make your job descriptions look great, and to sound better. So check those out. And then we've got things like the candidate experience tool. So I'll kind of lump in a lot of the chatbots with this kind of section. So you've got, your Canvases, your Go Hires, your Alios, RoboRecruiter, Wade and Wendy, Olivia from Paradox, XOR.ai. Smashfly has one now called Emerson. So these chatbots will really help to create a better candidate experience for using their chatbot texting technologies. It'll make the process more efficient for the seeker, which they tend to like, especially on the texting part. We put them into, a candidate experience bucket around your employer branding, right? So the better your apply process is, hiring process is, the better your employer brand is going to be, right, overall. There are some other tools as well. You've got something like Great Hires, which is an interview experience tool. And what this tool does is really helps to prep your candidates coming in for an interview. So it sends them a really nice message with instructions for where to park and what to expect with who they're going to be interviewing with. Pretty great tool. Came out a couple years ago. You got some awards and stuff, I think, around 2016. You've got Hello Hire, which is a candidate experience audit company out there that will go in and do a kind of a survey of what your candidate experience is like overall. Surveil is a candidate survey tool, surveil.com, SURVALE, to survey your candidates out there and find out what they think about your hiring process, recruiting process. You've got our own Rejobify, which we just launched at RedTech Media, rejection email templates with built-in advice and tools for candidates to use to continue their job search after you reject them. So it's a chance to give them something of value. Instead of just having to delete your email, you can invite them to Rejobify and let them become, let them take their job search to a new level. Give them some advice with some of our career coaches. We put them through a 7-day email course called Job Search Hacks that are written by career coaches that we trust. So check out readjobify.com for that kind of stuff in terms of your rejection email template, something that most companies don't really think about, but it's a simple, easy way to kind of improve that candidate experience overall. All right, that's kind of the list for today. There's a few more on the miscellaneous version, on the miscellaneous front that you can check out at redtechmedia.com on the blog. My guest next week will be Derek Murphy Johnson. He is in talent acquisition at KinderCare, and we'll be talking with him on the next episode. So that will do for this edition of the RecTech Podcast. Thanks again to our sponsors, Work Here and HiredTool. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast. If you're an iTunes subscriber, please leave a review and I'll thank you on air. We're also on Spotify now, so hit us up if you are a Spotify user. Thanks for listening, everyone, and remember, always be recruiting.
Another episode of RecTech is in the books. Follow Chris on Twitter at Chris Russell or visit rectechmedia.com, where you can find the audio and links for this show on our blog. RecTech Media helps both HR tech firms and employers to get more clients or candidates through our consulting practice and online tools. So be sure to check out our sites like Recruiting Headlines, Job Fairing, and more to stay up to date on what's happening in recruiting. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon on the next episode of RecTech, the Recruiting Technology Podcast.